Hi, Rob Chruszcz here, PGA Golf Coach. Today I'm going to be doing a video review of the new Callaway Apex Hybrid. Now obviously Callaway have had the Apex irons for the last couple of years, been really successful, very popular irons, and now they've got the Apex Hybrid to complement those irons. What Callaway have said they've done essentially with this hybrid is try to make it very much iron-like. So it certainly looks like that when you look at it. It's sort of got quite a small, compact looking head. The toe sits higher, as you would obviously see on a longer iron. And what they've done as well, with a little bit different with the hybrid, is they've put the centre of gravity more neutral. So generally with a hybrid, you're going to see the centre of gravity lower down in the club head, and that's going to help to get that high launch that maybe people struggle to get with a long iron. What they've done here, as I say, a little bit more neutral, and they're saying that's going to help give the same sort of flight that you will see with a longer iron, and also have the potential workability that you have with a longer iron as well. They've got the face cup technology that they've got in their current woods and irons, so allowing for greater ball speeds, and they've also got their internal standing wave, so weight towards the toe and the heel that they say allows for more forgiveness. So what I'm going to do, because Callaway, as I say, is saying it's going to sort of play like a long iron in terms of the flight, I'm going to compare it to my current 3-iron. So I'm going to hit some shots here on SkyTrack, have a look at the numbers. This is their 3 hybrid, so 20 degrees in the stock Callaway shaft. My 3-iron is 21 degrees, so potentially expect it to go a little bit further. Steel stiff flex shaft. So it'd be interesting, as I say, to compare the two and see what the difference is in flight. Also try and hit a few miss hits as well with each club and just see how that compares.
Okay, so if we have a look at the numbers here, hit 5 shots with each. On the top is the Apex Hybrid and underneath my current 3-iron. If we have a look at the averages from each in blue, if we look on the far right, average total with the Apex Hybrid 216, average total with my current 3-iron 205, so showing it is quite a bit further. Obviously you would expect, my 3-iron's 21 degrees, the Apex is 20 degrees, so you maybe expect it to go a little bit further, but that's going to be pretty minimal, as you can see quite a few yards further. The big thing though for me, if we look at the launch, back over to the left here, 14.9 degrees with the Apex Hybrid and 14.5 degrees with my current 3-iron. So that again is pretty minimal. It's giving a very similar launch with both. So it's essentially they're doing exactly what Callaway have said it's going to do, and giving me a similar flight that I currently have with my 3-iron. If we look at the curvature as well, both starting to the right and spinning to the left, very similar numbers again. So again, it's got that workability that my 3-iron currently has, creating a similar amount of curvature.
So if we have a look now at some numbers from off-centre hits, I've got 3 shots with each, got the Apex Hybrid on the top and my 3-iron below. Again, we can see the averages in blue, and can see average total distance with the Apex 206, so I was losing about 10 yards or so. Now I probably should mention with all these shots I really was striking them very much out the toe, wasn't just slightly off-centre, so considering that, showing that the Apex Hybrid is pretty forgiving for such a small compact head. My 3-iron I was losing much more, sort of about 30-35 yards or so. With the kind of 3-iron I have, it really doesn't offer much when you're striking them that far out of the toe. I see a little bit more curvature from right to left with the hybrid as well, whereas the 3-iron more of a sort of straight push to the right.
Okay, so pretty interesting stuff there when we're looking at the numbers. Obviously, with the miss hits, this is going further. You would absolutely expect that because with the gear effect, obviously getting a lot of right to left curvature on those shots out the toe. But I was losing about 10 yards or so on those miss hits with the Apex, and I was losing about 30 yards on those miss hits to my current 3-iron. So that's nothing new really. As I say, you're always going to expect the hybrid to be a little bit more forgiving than a longer iron. But what I think is quite interesting is when we look at the flight, it was essentially doing exactly what Callaway is saying it's going to do, and with the shots I was hitting initially out the centre, it was giving me about 14-degree launch angle with both. So very much similar with the Apex Hybrid as my current 3-iron. So I can see why that's potentially going to appeal to better players, players that are maybe struggling to make the transition from a long iron to a hybrid, haven't been able to do that for whatever reason. I think this is a hybrid for those players to potentially try, because as I say, it's giving you the forgiveness, but it's also not giving you that high flight or higher launch you generally see with a hybrid. It's giving you a launch and a flight similar to what you'll see with a longer iron. And the workability as well, so potentially could be good, as I say, for those players that are wanting to make the transition from long iron to hybrid but haven't been able to do so yet. I don't think it's just going to appeal to better players. I can see how it can do, because it's certainly that sort of compact looking head, very much like an iron, but they do it in a 4 and a 5 as well, so I can see how it can potentially appeal to a broader range of players. Don't think it's going to be quite for everyone because of that centre of gravity, because it's a little bit harder to launch. Like I say, probably not going to appeal to everyone, but I think it's a really great club. Looks really nice, feels really nice to hit. Good numbers that we saw on the Skytrack, so I definitely recommend trying out the Apex Hybrid and give it a go. So thanks for watching my review. Hope you found it useful. For more videos, tips, reviews, you can follow me on Twitter @RCGolfPro, or on my website as well, rcgolf.co.uk. Thanks for watching.